Not the irony there, I hope. Global warming, record cold, lots of snow. Yeah. So February and March, the country is reeling and digging out of multiple snowstorms, Arctic chill all over the place, and the president is enjoying himself at taxpayer expense, I might add. So during February and March of 2015, golf vacations and fundraisers cost the taxpayers nearly $4.5 million in travel expenses alone. Now, if George W. Bush spent $4.5 million on vacations and golf outings in 2 months, during 2 months of the worst winter, in recent history, you would have heard the left totally explode. But not a beep from the left or the mainstream media over this. And you've got Bernie Sanders out there talking, well, Americans are tired of hearing about your damn emails. They want to know this and that. And they want the government to spend on them so they can get all kinds of shit for free. Well, Obama's taking that to heart, and he's getting free vacations at the tune of $4.5 million. Oh, wait a minute. That's not really free. We, the taxpayer, are paying for it. Here are the detailias. Those of you in Rush Limbaugh's Realinda, I was being facetious in pronouncing the word detail. And for those of you who are not, who picked up on it, you know what detailia, combining two words there, because, we're getting you-know-what up the you-know-what. You got it. Judicial Watch obtained records from the U.S. Department of the Air Force revealing that Barack Obama's February and March 2015 travel for golf vacations and fundraisers totaled $4,436,245.50. 50 cents was not the rapper. The rap artist, I should say. In taxpayer-funded transportation expenses. The documents regarding the Obama travel expenses came in response to two Freedom of Information Acts requests filed by Judicial Watch. Somebody's got our back, and that's Judicial Watch. Now, using the Air Force's official cost estimate of roughly $206,337 per hour, the newly released records obtained by Judicial Watch show, that's for Air Force One, by the way, and security. Obama's February 14th, February 14th, yeah, that was Valentine's Day. How many of you would like to take a $1 million jaunt, take your honey on a $1 million jaunt for Valentine's Day? Oh, yeah, she would love you to death forever. Obama's February 14th, 2015 golf outing to Palm Springs required a 5-hour flight, costing taxpayers $1,031,685. Transportation for Obama's February 19th day trip to Chicago cost taxpayers $619,011. Now, wait. There's more. So don't explode yet, because you better save it, because you're going to explode even more. Now, Obama's March 28th, 2015 golf outing to Palm City required a 3.9-hour flight, costing taxpayers a whopping $804,870.30. Got a little discount on 50. And the piece de resistance Transportation for Obama's March 2015 fundraising trip to Los Angeles, California, cost taxpayers $1,980,835.02. And for those of you in Rush Limbaugh's Rio Linda, that's 20 cents. So going on a fundraising trip to Los Angeles cost you and me, the taxpayer, nearly $2 million. This guy going on 2 golf trips cost us, the taxpayer, $1.9 million. Okay, now you can explode. And I'm hearing explosions all over the place right now. I can hear them coming from near and far. You start hearing sirens, it's because I know, in the background, it's because I know that there are local people who have exploded and their house is now on fire. Now, I'm not even going to go into detail of where the man went. Now, that's just for transportation cost. That doesn't include the detail, the expense of the detail while he's in these places. That doesn't include all the other stuff that surrounds, a president and costs that go with that when a president travels. Oh, that's just getting there and getting back. That's, because you know what it's like. You see airline tickets. Oh, you can go here for $100 round, $200 round trip. But that's not the cost of the trip. That's just the cost of the transportation to get there and to get back. That's not including your meals, your hotel costs, other costs that are involved, and the whole thing for however long you're there, before after you arrive and before you leave, whatever that's added on to it. So you're looking at nearly $4.5 million just to get there and back. That doesn't include the cost of staying in these places, and sometimes for an extended period of 19-day trip to Chicago. Or, excuse me, his trip to Chicago. Just a day trip to go to Chicago on February 19th. Just to play golf in Palm Springs. Just to play golf in Palm City. And then I go out for a fundraiser and then charge the taxpayer nearly $2 million for the privilege of us sending him out there and back. And yet we didn't hear anything from the left about this. I mean, this man and his wife are living like royalty on our dime. And I got to tell you, I think it's funny because I've seen time and time again over the years in the lamestream media about the British royal family. Is it time to get rid of the British monarchy? They're costing the British people this amount of dollars, pounds. They're costing the British people this amount, and this amount, and annually this and annually that. And they're nothing but figureheads, and the family's doing this and that and blah, blah. Is it time to get rid of it? Is it costing the Brits too much to have the monarchy? Is it time to get rid of the monarchy? And yet, when this president acts more like a king and and this couple acts more like a king and queen than the Queen of England does, and spends more than the king or Queen of England does, we don't hear anything from the left here. Oh no, and the right for the most part has just been so timid. They don't want because everybody's going to think that we're so racist and everything. We bring this up about Obama because George Bush did this and George H.W. Bush did that. Look, Ronald Reagan, no president going all the way through to Bill Clinton even didn't spend money like water like this guy. And I'm not talking about raising the debt either, because he's done a good job at that. He's not in line with what other presidents have spent. Even if you keep the dollar constant, he is still outspending them. And in a time of economic decline and depression, where you have 95 plus million Americans out of work, when you have almost 50 million people dependent on government for some form of monthly assistance in order to live, and this guy is spending taxpayer dollars like it's nothing. And then you have the lamestream media not saying a damn thing about it. Because if it's George W. Bush doing it, all hell's going to break loose. Speaking of George W. Bush, has anybody... You barely even know the man's alive. You barely even know that George Herbert Walker Bush is alive. Trust me, if either one of them dies, you will hear the lamestream press will just trumpet that. They won't. They'll try to deny it, but they're going to be happy as hell when those two men pass away. And if you don't believe me, look what they did with Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan has died. In the background, they're going, yeah, yeah. But you didn't. When these guys left office, you barely heard from them. We can't get rid of Bill Clinton. I mean, hell, Jimmy Carter's 90 years old, and we still can't get rid of him. These guys on the left, they don't go away. So if you think Obama's going to go away and stop spending taxpayer money after he leaves office, you got another thing coming. He's going to spend the maximum that he's allowed to spend as a retired president. Trust me on that one. Because this guy's been spending money like water, and he's used to living like a king, and he's not going to be able to give that up so easily. And whatever he can charge to the taxpayer after he leaves office, he is definitely going to do. He's going to cost us a mint in his retirement. And the man is like, well, he's going to be like 54 years old when he leaves? He's going to be fairly young. He's going to be like Bill Clinton. He's going to hang around forever. We're going to be paying for him forever. And he won't go away. Just like Bill Clinton and Jimmy Carter. He's not going. A guy with this kind of ego is not going away. And before you say, well, hey, he won't be president anymore, he won't have any power. What? Do you think that Bill Clinton doesn't have any power and influence right now? I mean, I don't want them dead. I mean, I know it's going to happen eventually because none of us are getting out of this life alive. That's 100% accurate. None of us are getting out of this life alive. I hate to break it to you, but them's the breaks. That's just the way it is. But I don't want to see them pass away before their time. But I don't want them draining my pocketbook, and I don't want them hanging around causing all kinds of problems for the current president. I mean, Jimmy Carter even now, Jimmy Carter running around causing havoc for Bush and Obama. Now, as much as I may have disagreed with Obama on a lot of stuff, Jimmy Carter had no right to do half the stuff that he did. Because Obama wasn't sending him out there. I know some people don't believe that, but trust me, the man is too much of an ego. He's not sending another president to do something that he thinks that he should be able to do. It's just, look, we do foot the bill, part of the bill, when these people are flying all over the world, doing stuff in the name of the United States, by the way. You can get a Freedom of Information Act and find the cost of this stuff if you want to, but I'm telling you, Obama he's costing us a mint right now while he's in office. And this guy is probably going to try to cost us a mint for the next 30 or 40 years that he's alive when he's retired and out of office. No, don't doubt me.